Hello everyone, I hope you're well. So today I want to talk about Cornbread Candus. That's CandusBly, the mother of missing girl SummerWells, if you're not already aware. So recently a guy that DonWells sacked, that's Summer's father, he sacked this guy the day before Summer disappeared, and this guy's name's Dudley. He has said that he found Candus's behaviour on the Dr. Phil show very bizarre. Now that shouldn't come as a surprise, because let's face it, we all found it very bizarre. We all saw continual red flags from Candus. The red flags didn't stop from her or from Don throughout the entire interview. The parts with Dr. Phil and the parts with the guys from the behaviour panel. But for me, the thing that stood out the most and the thing I will never forget is Candus having her meltdown and storming off stage. But just why did she do that? We were all given some hogwash excuse that there'd been a sighting of a child in a different state to Tennessee and this child looked like Summer. Now, I don't believe that story and I never have, and I don't think that was why Candus got upset. I do believe that Candus may have had some sort of dealings with mafias in her past, and perhaps they have something to do with Summer's disappearance. Now, I am not by any means suggesting that Candus has anything to do with the Cornbread Mafia. The Cornbread Mafia are from Kentucky, and they are not from Tennessee. But that doesn't mean that Candus has never had any dealings with them. But it's more likely, in my opinion, that Candus has had dealings with some other type of mafia, some other different mafia group, perhaps one in Tennessee. Or could it be that the mafia had some sort of link to her sister Rose's disappearance? That's the missing auntie of SummerWells, who has been missing for 12 years. I've always found it very bizarre that SummerWells had a missing auntie. Candus not only has a missing sister, she also has a missing daughter. How bizarre. Perhaps it is just a coincidence because it could happen, or perhaps Summer's case and Rose's case are linked. Or maybe one of them, if not both of them, have some sort of links with the mafia. If they didn't, in my humble opinion, I don't believe Candus would have had that major meltdown. Now, I do appreciate there was a lot of talk when the Dr. Phil show was aired about the Cornbread Mafia. I did cover it in a number of videos myself, but it's not something I've ever forgotten. Candus, in my opinion, has hardly ever shown any emotion for her missing daughter, Summer. But yet, in this interview, the Cornbread Mafia get mentioned. Candus has a massive breakdown, she cries, and she storms off the set. We've not seen any emotion to that level ever before or again about Summer. In fact, we've never really seen hardly any emotion from Candus about Summer at all. Now, I can say I have seen a lot more emotion from her father Don. I still think both Don and Candus have guilty knowledge of what happened to Summer, but I have definitely observed her father show more emotion for Summer than I've ever seen from Candus. A mother of a missing child is normally distraught. If you're aware of the case of missing boy Michael Vaughan, who was also 5 years old like Summer, and he went missing the month after Summer in July last year from near to his home in Idaho. Michael's case is equally as heartbreaking as Summer's, but what's heartbreaking for me about the two mothers is that I don't see anywhere near the same level of emotion from Candus for her missing daughter as I do see from Michael Vaughan's mum. Michael Vaughan's mother is distraught. Michael Vaughan's mother is heartbroken. I've never seen this behaviour from Candus, and I find it extremely concerning for a missing mother not to appear upset about her missing child. Now, as I said, Michael disappeared not long after Summer, so both of the mothers have had missing children for a number of months. In Michael's mum's case, it's been 6 months, and in Summer's mother's case, it's been 7 months. But yet, one mother is so far apart from the other mother in terms of their emotion. Now, not everybody shows emotions as much as everybody else. I do obviously appreciate that. But weirdly, CandusBly can show a lot of emotion when asked about the Cornbread Mafia, but zero emotion when asked about her daughter. That really, to me, is very tragic and extremely heartbreaking. So guys, what do you think about Cornbread Candus? Do you think Candus could have some links with some sort of mafia organisation? Not necessarily the Cornbread Mafia, but perhaps a more local mafia to the state of Tennessee, or maybe even mafia from a different state, a state Candus lived in before she lived in Tennessee, maybe in Wisconsin. But I do find Candus's behaviour when the words cornbread and mafia are mentioned very bizarre. That is not how I expect the mother of a missing child to act when the words cornbread mafia are spoken, especially when Candus tried to plead ignorant and say she'd never heard of them and she didn't know what they were. She claimed that they sounded like a terrible group of people and tried to say that that is what upset her. I've never bought that, not for 1 minute. So guys, I'd love to know what you think about this. Please pop your comments below and let me know what you think. Do you think it was something else that triggered Candus? Do you think it was to do with some sort of mafia organisation? Do you think it could actually be to do with the Cornbread Mafia itself? I doubt it, but who knows? Or do you think that really maybe a little girl like Summer was spotted in a different state? It turned out not to be Summer, and that's what upset Candus. Personally, I think that was a made-up story, but obviously guys, that is just my opinion. I have to say, I do find this one of the biggest red flags from Candus over the past 7 months. And there have been so many red flags, but this one stands out for me as one of the biggest of all. The reason that I feel like this is because Candus has showed very little emotion for her missing daughter Summer. Over the past 7 months, it is the most emotion we have ever seen from Candus, and it was on the Dr. Phil show. Not in any other media interview, not on any YouTube channel. The only other time that I have really seen Candus cry is when her and Don have been having an argument live on a YouTube channel. Perhaps Candus just isn't an emotional person. That clearly is a possibility. But maybe Candus is an emotional person, but she just doesn't have much emotion for her daughter. If that is correct, that really is heartbreaking. Because let's face it, Candus's meltdown on the Dr. Phil show was of epic proportions. It really was a massive meltdown in my opinion. Her face crumpled, she removed the mic, she cried, her face went very red, she looked extremely stressed and anxious, and all at the mention of the Cornbread Mafia. Bizarre, weird, worrying, and very concerning. Well, I will look forward to reading your thoughts, so do share them with me. As always, I hope you're all well, and as always, I'm going to be back with you all very soon for another true crime video. Bye for now.